Hi everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I've always been someone who lets my routine evolve and change over time. I've gone from certain times of day to others and so on. I may have found a routine that works for me now, but I highly doubt that it will stay static forever. I thought I could give you some tips when it comes to changing your writing routine or your revision routine and so on. So number one, play around with times. One thing that's always helped me get into a new routine is trying to find the time of day when it's going to work for me. Like right now, my routine is to write first thing in the morning, but I've also done afternoons and even some evenings. Personally, I like to see what times will work for me and not really overthink it too much. I'll pick up my iPad when I'm feeling like writing and see whereabouts in the time of day that is, and also what I feel after that session. Because of my chronic illnesses, I have a lot of fatigue, so trying to write close to when I might nap is not going to work. Same as late at night, because I generally don't see the evening and wake up on my own around 2-5 AM depending on the day. So if you're someone who knows you'll find it hard to focus in the morning, avoid that completely. Make sure it's a time that you would work for you on a larger scale. Choosing a time when normally you'd be doing other things is just setting yourself up to fail and frustration. The whole point is that you allow that time to work for you and not against you. Otherwise, there's little point in doing so. Number two, go for comfort over productivity. I have done writing in bed, have done it at my desk, have done it in coffee shops and the like. Wherever you choose to write, make sure it's a place that you actually feel comfortable. Like now, I write at my desk in my wheelchair, and I make sure that everything is there, like cups of tea and a kitten somewhere to help me talk out plot holes. Whatever fills you with a sense of comfort, go for that. It could be writing in bed in pajamas or on the couch with the TV going or music playing. Whatever works for you and makes you feel like you could stay there for a while is the best option. I say over productivity because too much of the time I think the focus is on being as productive as possible, and while yeah, that's a plus, you shouldn't be sacrificing your own comfort to get there. So if you know that writing in bed helps, but you also don't get as much work done as at your desk, then go for what's comfortable. You're supposed to be enjoying your writing, and that's a big thing to consider. Number three, train your brain. One big thing that helps with writing is making it so that your brain is in the right headspace, as it were, for writing. There are so many ways to do this that we could be here forever if I listed them all out. But starting simple, you can make sure that wherever you choose to write, you make sure that you go through a similar preparing process. Like I'll make a cup of tea and set up my iPad, get my writing log and such all together. And it's a part of my writing routine so that my brain knows that writing is about to happen. It's a way to train your brain, and it can take a short time and it can take longer than that. The trap you don't want to fall into is having to complete a long list of steps before you get into writing. Otherwise your writing time is going to be eaten up by doing all of that and not much writing, unless you have a whole heap of spare time, which I know most people don't. Number four, plan it out. We all knew that I would slip in something to do with planning your time, and here it is. When it comes to most things in my life, I like to plan. When it comes to drafting, I don't. It's a contradiction, but at the same time, it's how my brain works. So when it comes to changing your routine, try and plan that time. It might not work, and you might not do it to the same level as me or anyone else, but you might find that having some idea of when and where, you'll be able to slip into that writing brain all that sooner. I use a paper planner. I also use the iPad calendar app, and they both work really well for me. It means that I know what I'm going to be doing every day and can look ahead and switch things around if other things come up. Like once I needed surgery on the 1st of the month, it wasn't planned, and it meant that that day's writing was lost to me, and so were the next few days. But I was able to move and shift things around and get a chance to get my writing in at other times so that I could still be on track. Find the way that works for you and you're golden. Which brings me to number 5, try new things. All over Authortube there are people telling you how they go about things, and for some of them you might be nodding along and thinking that they're doing things in a similar way to you. Others you might raise your eyebrow and think, how does that even work? Part of changing your routine and trying something different is experimenting with different ways of doing things. You might find it a challenge, and it might be that you find right off the bat that it's not something that you can manage or doesn't work for you, but the point is to keep trying and hope that somewhere along the line you hit on an idea and a routine that actually helps you. It can be very daunting and scary to try new things, but if you're wanting to change or restructure your routine, now is very much the time to try them. So go out there, research and pick and choose what to try. You may jump into the very thing that works for you, and you may not, but you'll have tried. So there we go, those are my 5 tips when it comes to changing your routine and starting a new one. As I said, it's something where I've really fallen into a routine over the last few years that works for me, but everybody's different, and I know that it will change over time because that's generally how it goes, and you've just got to find what works for you. Do you have any tips to changing your routine? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like, or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Crime Chronicles: The Second Pang, which is the second in a young adult urban fantasy series. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Author City in Birmingham in July 2023, where I'll be signing books. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.